Welcome to Empowering Texas Voters, a journey through voting issues. I'm AJ Cole with the League of Women Voters of Dallas, here with Carol Farquhar, who is a trial attorney and wonderful volunteer for Vote 411, who has helped work on our voters guide covering the Dallas Charter amendments. So welcome, Carol. Would you mind just telling us a little bit more about yourself?
Thank you for having me. I'm Carol Farquhar. I'm a retired civil trial and appellate lawyer. I've volunteered with the League of Women Voters for a number of years now, dealing with not only distribution and creation of our very valuable voter guide, which I have to send a plug out for, but also I helped with the recent commission on where we were going to have vote centers, the Dallas County Vote Center Commission. And so I believe that voting is one of the most important things we can do, and that's where I volunteer my time.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for all that you do and for being here and for breaking down all these charter amendments for us, because there are quite a few.
Yes.
And knowing exactly what they mean is really important. So having your legal expertise kind of break that down for us has been incredibly insightful. I just wanted to lead in because we did quite a few videos, shorter videos for everybody, so they can go through each amendment that they have questions on and learn from you about what that means. What are the pros on it? What are the cons on it? So before we get into those shorter videos, I just had a question for you about, how do you think that these charter amendments could shape the future of Dallas and governance in Dallas, and what implications might they have for the community at large? If you have any thoughts on that, I know there are so many to talk about, but any things that stick out to you before we dive into our shorter videos?
Thank you. Yes, there are some that will have certainly big financial implications for the city. We have issues with our employee pension fund that's dealt with in Proposition A. Then if it's passed, it will help the city free up from some of the constraints it's under in dealing with that. It will also allow voters in one of the different propositions to have an easier time of getting initiatives on the ballot. And some people may think that's a good thing, and some people may think that's not so good. I'll leave it to the voters to decide. It changes the pay for city council and mayors if that's passed. And there are, again, as we go through on the individual videos, there are good points and bad points, I think, to almost all of these.
Yeah, there really are. It's quite interesting. Well, I think that all of the things that we talk about in these charter amendments have been really eye-opening, because when you read it, none of these really stick out as, that different or that, outrageous by any means. But then when you start breaking it down and seeing the implications, you're like, well, yeah, maybe so, or maybe not.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Anything else you want to add before we get into our short videos?
I think we'll just go to the short videos.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Carol. Really appreciate you being here today.
Thank you for having me.